What I'm gonna do is pull these frames out, break the wax cappings off the honeycomb here, and then I'll spin it in this centrifuge. It'll sling all the honey out and filter it and bottle it. So I'm gonna take this here, take this little nifty rake. All it is gonna uncap these wax caps. Then what I'll do with all these, I'll show you in a minute. All these cappings have a ton of honey in it, so I'll filter that too. So you still collect as much of it as you can. You don't try to waste any. Do that side. Do this side. If y'all have any comments on how to do it better and all that, you know, I know the hot knife is popular, but this honeycomb is not fully drawn out. So that was about all uncapped. So I'll put this one in the centrifuge. Go grab one more. I'll show you here. That's all the wax cappings. And then in there is a big drum. So it spins it, it slings it to the edge, and then it falls down, and I'll open that gate valve and it'll filter through and be put in the container there. All right, so now I got 4 in there. And all I'll do is start cranking on this handle. And it slings it all to the edge. You can kind of see it here. That's what it does. I'll get done with that and then I'll show you when I drop it in the bottom. Alright guys, so I've got all the cappings there from all. I ended up harvesting 11 frames. These are all my wax cappings with all that in honey. So what I'm going to do is put all that inside this filter. And again, this is not very great equipment. I apologize, but it's what I got. So it's going to screen through those 2 filters, dump in this container here. It's a food grade container. So that way the honey will be filtered and ready to be put into mason jars or whatever we're going to put them in. So that's that. And then I took the frame out here, and all that down in there is the honey. I'm going to scrape the sides with a spatula to get it all to the bottom. I'm going to open up that valve. It's all going to drain out, filter up, and then ultimately the good honey will go down in here and all the wax will go in here, and I'll let it sit for a little bit so it can drip and get all that out. And it's kind of surprising because most of it gets out. It's fairly, it's not dry, but it's definitely not swimming in honey when we're done. So, and I'll keep that to melt it down to make candles or do whatever with it. So I'm going to put these in there first and we'll get started. I got a little spatula that I'm using to scrape, but ultimately all this wax cappings will go in here, filter through, and pour in. And I don't heat my honey or anything, so there's going to be little air bubbles in it, but also don't kill off a lot of the good stuff, the microbes and stuff that's in it. And I don't over filter it, so there's a lot of pollen, and there's going to be some wax that gets through, but to me that's just part of it, and I kind of like it. So I don't like to waste any of it because I don't have much of it, so you're going to have some waste no matter what, but I try to minimize it because I'm not harvesting hundreds and hundreds of pounds and stuff. So all right, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. So here I'm just scraping the inside of the barrel, pushing all that stuff down to the bottom. Nothing fancy, not hard, but you'd be surprised at how much sticks to the side. You don't want to waste any of it. And I clean my drum here before and after every time I harvest like this, so I always make sure it's put up real clean and everything. And then at the same time, right before I use it, I'll wash it, do a full wash on it again, just to make sure no dust or anything got in there. So I want real clean stuff. A lot of people, I think, will get these, like they call them, like harvest rooms or production rooms or whatever you want to call it. Definitely worth doing if you are able to, that's for sure. And so my question to y'all would be, what else can I use to scrape maybe that would be good? That would help me out. All right, I'm gonna take my gloves off. So there it is. That's as unfiltered as it gets, just because it's, you know, has a lot of wax and stuff in it. But ideally, it should flow through there and then get down into my bucket for me. That's the hope. And I forget. I know I read it or whatever, but it'll tell you like how much honey a bee can make in its life and all that. I just don't remember. So. But once we get done here, I will show you what's next. Alright, so we're just finishing up here. Went ahead and washed everything so it's out there drying. What I'll do with these old racks, because you don't get all the honey out, but what I'll do is I'll take them out and there'll be bees that'll come clean it up and they'll get every drop of honey out. So that'll be my plan with that. I'll put it in the truck for now. I'll probably drop it off back in the bee yard tomorrow or something, but looks like we got maybe around 1.5 gallons. Maybe 2 gallons, something like that, but not bad. So I'm just gonna let the rest of these cappings drip. As you can see, there's still honey dripping down. So I'm gonna let that keep doing its thing, and ultimately this will get pretty doggone dry. So that's it.